This scooter is called Ausom, but is it actually awesome? Well, let me tell you more about it. First up, huge thanks to Ausom Scooters, the company name, not the adjective, for sending me the L2 Max, I believe, for testing purposes. If you want to get a scooter like this, feel free to use my affiliate link below. If there's any coupon code, use the coupon code. If you purchase a thing like this, you'll support the channel, but of course you don't have to. In this review, I'm going to tell you about all the upsides and the downsides of the scooter. So yeah, let's get into it. First up, I'll have to tell you that this scooter has one thing which is almost a deal breaker for me, and one function that no other scooter on the market has. And I'm going to tell you about the latter thing first. So this scooter has an amazing function of working as a cashier desk machine. It can tell you the price, for example, of the phone, or it can tell you the price of, I don't know, this piece of grass here. Now, I fooled you. You probably thought it was real. It's actually the horn. Funny. But back on a more serious note, the L2 Max is a pretty heavy, because it weighs 33 kilograms, commuter scooter. 1000 watt hours, the range is 55 kilometers. I tested it via GPS. And then the almost deal breaker kicks in. The charging time with a freaking 80 watt charger, just one port of the two that are available here, is over 12 hours. I don't want anything to charge for 12 hours. Anything, my phone, a car, a freaking Dyson, a toothbrush, nothing should charge so long. 12 hours is definitely too long. I mean, I understand that the price of the scooter is under €1,000, but 80 watts and 1.5 amps, that's too little in 2025. I do like the connector though, and the placement of the charge port. It's here, pretty convenient, and it clicks into place. Very fancy indeed. But this, even though it's light, this could be a deal breaker if you ride a lot on a scooter. But I have to say, apart from the pretty slow charger, getting two motors with a combined power of around 1400 watts, between 1300 and 1400 watts, is a lot. And actually this scooter climbs pretty well. The top speed of it is over 50 kilometers an hour. Somewhere here is a badge that says 65. I know, I didn't test it. I mean, if you want to go so fast safely, you should just not use an electric scooter for that. When it comes to climbing though, and torque for heavier riders, I'm quite impressed with the performance. We went up a sandy incline here and it performed really well. It could go up the incline. And in terms of the maximum incline that it can climb, it is this. I don't know, I didn't check it yet. So this is in post-production. The tires on the scooter are also pretty nice, even in some like mild off-roading situations. They got quite a lot of grip, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here for this. This is my 28-degree incline. So we see if the scooter can get up there. I don't know. Maybe I will die. We'll have it on camera. Nope. And this was race mode, dual motor. It turned off like halfway through, so I guess, should I try again? I don't know. Okay, one more try with a bit more speed. Same story, just turns off. I mean, the controller's turned off. Wrong way. It was easier with the EUCs, so no way this thing can climb 28. Alright, so this is my 23-degree incline. This thing should smoke it. So let's go. Whoop, let's go. Yeah, no problem with the 23. Ow, problem with trees in the way. Oh my goodness, whoop. Yeah. So yeah, 20 to 25 degrees. Still very good result for such a price-oriented scooter. Alright, so let's talk through the features of this scooter in a sort of real-world scenario, not just the paper that you get with the scooter or on the internet page. Well, there you don't get the paper really, you get the internet page with the specifications. So I'll tell you about the reality of all of these things on the scooter. First up, the grips. Grips are super nice, they feel premium, they have a little bit of a palm rest here. Delightful. I appreciate it. This is Ausom with a U. The scooter is also quite big and the handlebars are wide, so the stance is like very, certain once you're riding on it. So yeah, you might like that, you might not like that. There's no height adjustment. If you are a little bit less tall, then this might be not the most comfortable setup for you, but it is what it is. But yeah, this scooter, oh my god, those pesky insects. This scooter demands a wide stance. Then we have the brakes. The brakes are not the best for the price and the performance of the scooter. I mean, they do their job. They're mechanical disc brakes, not hydraulic or semi-hydraulic. In terms of stopping power, I would like to have something more powerful here, but it does the job. When riding the scooter in the city, I have to say it's surprising how actually comfortable it is. Of course, on smooth asphalt like I'm going right now, it has to be sort of, but even if you go into like cobblestones or like a paved road with bricks, then you hop over a small curb, the suspension works really surprisingly well. When it comes to the throttle, typically I just use this scooter in single motor mode because then it's a bit smoother. I feel like the throttle could be a little bit less aggressive. The scooter pulls hard right away when you just like pull on the trigger a little bit. And if you engage dual motor mode, then yeah, just goes. It really pulls hard. So that's why I typically have it in single motor mode. The head tube angle of the scooter is pretty steep, so it is not the most stable scooter that I've ever ridden, but even taking some sharper turns is pretty nice. I would just prefer to keep both hands at the handlebar because at slower speeds maybe you can still go even hands-free for a second, but at higher speeds, yeah, just in general on the scooter and pretty much on any scooter, just keep your hands on the handlebar. Here when we go on a bit of a gravelly path, still quite enjoyable, I have to say. It's not like one of the scooters that will give you a headache once you go from a very good asphalt path to a little bit of a worse surface. So yeah, surprising how comfortable it is. Tires are quiet. Yeah, just a chill, enjoyable experience, and just using the dual motor mode as a sort of boost button. Here we have a lot more controls. This is the indicator button, so you don't even notice when you put on the indicator or the turn signals. There's no way. There is no sound, and the only way to turn them off is to press the same direction again. So if you actually want to ride without a turn signal that is on, you preferably just go right, then left, and left again, or the opposite way around. Then you'll just know by maths that your indicator is off, because otherwise, I mean, you won't see it on the screen. I mean, if it's dark outside, then you will see it on the screen, but there's no sort of sound, audible sound to let you know that the indicators are on. Really, for this button alone, I would just not want to have any indicators on the scooter. Next to that, we have the dual motor button. It looks very fancy. Clicks in, clicks out. Very nice. Nothing to complain about here. And this is the cash register button. Now let's do some off-roading. Here a bit of a stony path. And at first, surprisingly well, I have to say. Even though, it's bumpy and a mountain bike or dirt bike or whatever will be much better at doing this job, I have to say, not too shabby with the scooter. I don't feel like my teeth will be falling out because of the bumps. Here we have a small incline, so that's when I turn on dual motor mode. And yeah, no problem at all for the Ausom. Cheers, you're awesome. You're awesome. All right, so here's the screen. We have a huge echo, by the way, because right there, you can pan the camera to the left. Death awaits behind bars. But yeah, here it's darker, so we can see the screen actually. The screen is very, very not visible in broad daylight. Here we have the modes, park, and it turns on automatically after like 30 seconds. I hate it because you wait at a traffic light And then after a while, you go from eco to park automatically. Let's just wait these 30 seconds and see how far it will go. Like, how long does it take? I know it's a little bit over the time already. See? Now it's on park. Good. So it's about half a minute. So then we have eco mode, sport mode, and race mode. I just use eco mode because it goes up to like 30 kilometers an hour, which is already illegal in most places in Europe. On the top, you have the odometer. Here, and there's some more features here as well. And there's the trip meter, and there's the voltage. Very, very useful. It goes down to 41 volts, then it's empty. Here we have the top speed, and I believe there's also some additional settings. Now, if you want to go into the advanced menu, you just press those two buttons at the same time. It will open at P01. I also have all of the P settings here on my phone. So I'll just tell you the most important ones. If you want to check all of them out, feel free to, just look for P settings on Ausom L2 Max on the Internet of Things. So first up, P2 is your units, miles an hour or kilometers an hour. P9 is kickstart or zero start, quite an important setting. When you have the kickstart on, you just need to push the scooter strong enough over 2 kilometers an hour, which sometimes is not as easy to do. Or no, it didn't work. Okay, I guess up to 5, that's where it starts. Let's try to go to 4. Okay, at 4 it also does start. At 3. Okay, at 3 it doesn't start. 4 also not. Okay, I guess it has to engage over 5 kilometers an hour. So I turned the kickstart off just because it's a heavy scooter and it's much easier to start with it from a standstill, even though, it's a bit easier than to have a small accident by accidentally triggering the throttle. Although it goes automatically into park mode, so that also does alleviate a little bit of the danger. P12 is how sort of hard the acceleration is once you hit the throttle. Oh, they actually removed P16 because that was clearing the odometer, so that's nice. And P17, turning on or off cruise control. Oh yeah, and you turn on and off those settings by pressing the up and down arrows. So let's go back to P19, was it? P17, on, off. Here we have the throttle, which is very far out, and if I turn off the scooter for a second, you can see that, it is quite comfortable. It is pretty durable, although maybe not the best quality. It does the job well. I'm not too annoyed by the throttle mechanism itself, but I have to actually tilt it so far away down to make it comfortable for my finger, because otherwise I'm not ergonomically correct. So therefore the buttons are also very weirdly placed. So you don't really see what you press, but here's the power on button, and to actually activate the scooter you need a ka-ching! An awesome plectrum, probably for a bass player. Mm-hmm. And you hold it here and it turns on. So no key, just a NFC tag. I guess that's pretty cool. And here you change the modes. Long press turns on the lights, and here the long press turns on foot. Looks like a foot. Maybe it's like the walk assist mode or something. Wait, I'll press it. What happens? Turns on the foot. It's foot. It's a foot.
I can.
Does the scooter have a foot fetish?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe it changes something if I'm on the main mode. No, it's just a logo of a foot. I have no idea. I should probably read the instruction manual. It's funny though. I even tried pressing the foot button and going. Doesn't do anything really. Has anyone an idea what foot mode does? Let me know in the comments. So here we have a hook where you can also hang your helmet or something, but most importantly this is also the hook for folding the scooter and then holding the folded position. So if you want to fold it, here in the front you have a screw thing. You just unscrew this, and then you can also pull on a thing here on the side. Maybe we can close up. You see it? Mm-hmm. Pull on this, and then the scooter folds. And then we can actually, boom, Oh, lift it up. Would I be bothered to carry it anywhere in this position? Probably not. But for storage, I guess, or fitting it into a van or something, useful. Also, there's no stem flex pretty much at all. So if I just really tighten it down, boom. Yeah, this is stiff as me in the morning. All right, so let's take a look at the lighting situation here. This is the front light. Can I turn it on? Oh wait, I turned off the scooter, sorry. Once again. I don't know who came up with the idea to put lights in a fixed position on a mudguard. Like, not only can you not adjust the light and the beam is nice, but you know, you can't adjust it. And then if you like ride the scooter, it goes up and down. Like, the level of not thinking about putting things where they should be is too damn high here. With that said, I think it will blind others actually. When you ride on a scooter, it goes up way too high. But I guess I should be happy that there is a light. I don't know, I would just not use the front light here at all on the scooter, which would also mean that I can't use the tail light, because if I turn on the lights, I turn on both the front and the back. So let's take a look at the back. So here is the tail light. Phenomenal job. I freaking love it, mate. And here you can see those damned turn signals. I wish they weren't here. So this scooter has a C-type suspension in the front and the regular swing arm in the back. And I have to tell you, this is one of the most comfortable scooters I've ever ridden. Like, no exaggeration. I think that the suspension, the preload, how it behaves for such a cheap scooter with just, you know, spring coils, I think it's pretty great. And even for some mild off-roading, it's not too bad at all, not too shabby. So suspension and comfort-wise on the scooter, I'll have to say, delightful. Boy oh boy, even on this sort of surface, which is definitely not designed for scooters, this thing is comfortable. Like, it's surprising how comfortable it is. That's, I guess, the biggest upside of the scooter. It's just so comfy to ride. Big bump, fine. Small bump, fine. Gnarly surface, yep, no problem. Of course, not designed for off-road, but not too shabby. So here we have some additional lights on the scooter, not the brightest ones, but you can see them in the night. I guess it's one fancy feature of the scooter. I definitely enjoy those lights. They're blue, like my blue sweater and my blue helmet that actually I don't have on right now, but you can see it in the B-roll. So pretty cool. Most of the time it's underneath your feet, so you can't really see it unless you look down, but very nice. Does it have a big deck? It has a long deck, not the fattest deck though. So this is my size 44 shoe. This is how wide the deck is. And this is how long the deck is. No big deck energy. I mean, like medium big deck. Oh, and right as Serge pointed out, it's pretty slippery. Like, this is just plastic. There's no rubber, there is no grip tape. Not the best. But this also reminds me that this scooter has an IP rating. It's IP54, so splash resistant. But I don't know like how much of this stuff Ausom actually covers. Like, for example, here we have a hole. There's no rubber gasket here. I don't know where water from this goes, like where attention flows, where water goes. Here in the front, we also have like a gaping hole. Probably it's not for aerodynamics. So, you know, your mileage with water ingress always varies with those electric scooters. I would just probably not ride it in rain at all, which is tough to do, especially in Warsaw. Or you just, you know, open up the scooter, inspect it, silicone it, and at that point, why even bother? Just get a bike. Actually, I forgot. In the front here, USB port for charging your devices. Bloop. As I am a kickstand aficionado, I do like this kickstand. Sounds good. I like the acoustics of it. Clonk, very satisfying. It's big, holds the scooter nicely. It's a good kickstand. And here we have a kick plate, I get, or footrest. It's pretty sturdy, and it has rubber. So no rubber here, but rubber on the kickstand. So, I mean, foot plate. This thing really makes riding on the scooter much more comfortable. While we're here we have the mudguards too. We have mod guards in the front as well. Pretty durable plastic actually. And I don't think they will break on their own. No, they won't. The front one is just like... Hear that? It's the front mud guard. Pretty annoying sound. So in conclusion, what do I think about this awesome company, not adjective, scooter? And I have to say that, first of all, for the money you're paying, which is under €1,000, you get a lot of scooter, but you can also get a lot of other things for €1,000, like a good bike or a drone. I don't know, like, can't ride a drone really. Or you can get like 1,000 IKEA hot dogs. What? You want to say something, Serge?
iPhone.
You can get an iPhone, yeah. Or you can go to the Maldives, probably. So you just have to, you know, set your priorities straight. In terms of scooter against scooter, I have to say, okay, I'm not this, or am I? I can. In terms of scooter, this is not bad at all. Like, the suspension is pretty good. The weight is not too heavy. I think the biggest deal breaker really is the slow charging. Now you can get a second charger for it and then it will charge faster, but 7 hours isn't fast either. In terms of comfort, it's great. In terms of torque, it's great too. And wait, I need to. Okay, that was much heavier than it looked. Much more difficult. So apart from like some minor annoyances like the turn signals and the floppy doodle light and the slow charging, I have to say, oh yeah, and the dim display. For €1,000, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Would I say awesome though? No. I would say this is a not too bad scooter. The not too bad L2 medium, not max. So if you're still here, leave a like on the video. Subscribe to see more content like this. I'll see you in the next video. See you soon. Not hazardous at all. I forgot to put on the mode. Now, is it dual motor? I don't need dual motor.